We are holding court in the home of the Knicks, New York City. Open your eyes. It's time for hoops on a Thursday morning. Welcome to 2K this AM. I'm Kevin Harlan. So the opening lineup for the Heat presented by... State Farm. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. And it's Anthony in at the center. And for New York, Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Felton is out there with J.R. Smith. And it's Chandler in at the 5 spot. Stoudemire kicks to Chandler. Oh, the one-hand jam.
Simply tenacious play out of that young fella.
Yeah, excellent putback jam. You're right.
Well, that's what he prides himself on. Hard work under the glass. And what a great season Tyson Chandler had for the Dallas Mavericks last year, guys. He shot a career-high 65% from the floor and really improved his free throw shooting as well, up to 74% from the line. Seems like that finger roll just comes naturally to him. Great touch.
Here's Smith. Now Anthony defending. Out to Anthony. Up and in on the layup.
I could not agree with you more, Steve, in terms of what Tyson Chandler has brought to the Mavericks with his offense. I mean, we knew about his defense and rebounding. He had well established that as part of his arsenal. But his improvement on offense, that development, has been really kind of frosting on the cake.
Chalmers gets the reach-in call. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Pretty early to be over the limit, Kevin. He'll have to watch the fouls from here out. Kevin, the results were somewhat mixed once the Knicks acquired Carmelo Anthony. They finished the season 14-14 after the trade and, of course, got swept in the first round by the Celtics.
Udonis Haslem is checked in for the Heat. Coles comes in for Mario Chalmers. Now here's Wade. Here's LeBron. Oh, and the jam by LeBron. Here's the angle on our Sprite Slam Cam.
Decided to go with a little trickery, went to the reverse. You got to love that.
We don't get to see too many of those.
No, we got to savor that one for sure. Well, a great turnaround year for the Knicks a season ago, and it helped that they were in the Eastern Conference. They won 28 games against Eastern opponents.
Here's Wade after Amari Stoudemire's bucket. Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
Kevin, speaking to him about their offensive game plan coming into this game, he said nothing was set in stone. The great thing about my guys is their ability to adjust to whatever a defense shows them. He said it's one of the smartest teams he's coached, and that we'll see evidence of that this evening. Can't wait, guys.
Good report, Doris. Well said. Thanks. An interesting thing to address before the game.
Yeah, you know, the priority of most coaches is not shooting. I mean, that's really way down the priority list in terms of what a coach might talk about.
Steve?
Well, you don't want to focus on makes and misses because that puts pressure on the players. But clearly, you got to put the ball in the hoop. And I think tonight, making shots from the outside is going to be really key.
Back to the Knicks, Clark. Those wins were part of why they were able to get back into the playoffs. They were very, very important in the East.
Yeah, they were. And they played well against Eastern Conference teams, but they also did a nice job in interconference play as they put up the most points of any Eastern team by a large margin. Well, that's not really what typically happens for someone with his touch around the rim. That's a surprise.
Goes for the alley-oop. And it's Wade slamming it down.
With that one, boy, they got the crowd buzzing there.
A pretty perfect play all around.
What a fantastic dunk to finish it off, too.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. The Heat trail by 3.
You know, Raymond Felton the last 2 seasons has really improved his shooting nicely. I mean, both from the outside and finishing around the basket.
And slammed down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon. Well, you could see last season with the big 3 that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together.
Here's Anthony. He has 5. Picked up by Battier. Count that one. 7 points for Carmelo Anthony. And you're right, Steve, about what you said in regard to the Heat. You know, anytime you bring new guys together, there is a feeling-out period. But, Clark, obviously, this was an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys to figure out their roles and then accept their roles and excel in them. That's a three-pronged process.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot to deal with. On defense, New York, after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Felton against Chalmers. The jump hook. There's the feed to Carmelo. Knocks down the 3-ball. Anthony's got 10 points.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player. Spoelstra was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting 3 huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job.
And Chalmers kicks to Wade. It's taken away by Smith. Chalmers is tagged with the reach. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So both teams changing it up here. Here's Kidd. Shumpert passes to Kidd. Stoudemire backing him down. The shot misses, and it's the Heat taking it the other way. Back to Spoelstra because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. He had some very unique situations pop up along that road.
Well, he sure did, Kevin, and he had to coach that team under a microscope all season long. The basketball world was watching, and that Miami team went through some ups and downs, but in the end, I think Eric Spoelstra did a fantastic job, and he looks to be one of the bright young coaches in this league.
Well, they keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
The first free throw is good. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Had a miss on that trip, but still made this a 2-possession lead.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and, you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Shot's good by Anthony.
He has such a calm demeanor, but he locks in, takes his time, and finishes.
Here's LeBron. He buries it. LeBron's now got 8 points.
He's so graceful around the rim. Sometimes you forget how strong he is.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He has 12.